It's Aaron, and today we're going to talk a little bit about how we can be revolutionary in our daily lives. And I have three, yes, that's right, count them, 3 ways that we can be revolutionary in our daily lives, and I'm going to go through them right now. This is probably going to be a short video, but it's definitely going to be a fun one, and we're going to get started. So the very first way that you can be more revolutionary in your everyday life is paying attention to the intellectual aspects of you. Making sure that you are listening and understanding things like theory, like news, like politics, and trying to build yourself up to be the best you can possibly be on an intellectual scale. Making sure that you try to incorporate as much knowledge as you possibly can into your brain so you can understand better the world around you. And that is extremely important. Making sure that not only are you reading those bits of information, but being skeptical of them and looking deeper into those things to find out more information and to get clarification on those things. And you can do this without having to dive incredibly deep into every single topic, but find a couple of topics that you're interested in and look deeper into them and make sure that those topics are hopefully something that can further your knowledge about, like I was saying before, political theory, praxis, politics, that sort of thing. And if you are reading things like theory from people like Kropotkin or Marx or Lenin or whatever, then you are going to be able to have a better understanding of tactics, of ideas, of solutions to the problems that we are facing today. And that is unequivocally important. In any battle, the most important thing that you could possibly have is knowledge. It's stronger than any sword, it's stronger than any gun. If you have the knowledge on how to fix a situation or on how to go about a situation, you are so much more prepared than somebody that just runs in fists raised in a wild stupor. So definitely pay attention to the intellectual aspects of yourself, and that's one way that you can be a revolutionary in your daily life. The next step is to pay attention to your physical well-being. And this is going to be different for every different person. Everybody's got a different body, everybody's got a different body type, and everybody has a different set of abilities and things that they can actually do when it comes to trying to take care of yourself physically. So not everybody is going to be healthy at a size 0, just like not everybody is going to be unhealthy at whatever it is, a size 42. You have to make sure, though, that you are paying attention to your health, and trying to make sure that as far as you're concerned, you're doing the best that you possibly can with the body that you have and trying to work towards being as strong as possible. And I say that with the caveat of sometimes being physically strong isn't necessarily possible, but being emotionally and intellectually strong is almost always possible. So definitely, if you can't be physically strong or physically powerful or try to work on your physical capabilities more because of whatever reason, maybe you might be injured or crippled in some way, then definitely try to make sure that you're focusing more on your emotional or your intellectual aspects. But if you have the ability to, get out there as often as you possibly can and work out as often as possible. Try to get to the gym, or if not a gym, build your own gym at home. If you want to, lift milk jugs, and that'll at least get you able to have a certain amount of strength. And like Radical Reviewer and many people in the online sphere have said, a Nazi worked out today. Have you? So make sure that you're trying to stay as physically active as you possibly can, if you possibly can. Number 3 is political. Making sure that you are active as much as you possibly can be in the political sphere. But that doesn't necessarily mean just hoping that doing nothing more than voting is going to make any real difference. Because even though it will make some difference, especially on the more local level, you have to be doing more than just relying on the political system as it is to actually fix the system. because, well, honestly, the system is structured to make sure that relying on that political system for fundamental structural change is a pipe dream. So we have to make sure that we're actually getting out there and doing things that can really help society and the world. And that's going to be different for every single individual that's out there. That's going to be different for you. It's going to be different for me. It's going to be different for Jeff or Jane down the street. Everybody's going to be able to do these things in a different way. And it really depends on every single factor of your life. But what I can say is that if we're trying to make sure that we're involving ourselves more in direct action, like going out and protesting or chaining yourself to a building or a piece of equipment, that's something that you can do determined by your circumstances. Sometimes having more involvement in your community is extremely important and something that you can definitely do. Trying to get together with people in your workplaces and forming possibly a union, or at least a group of people that are talking about the problems within their workplace so they can possibly get together eventually to form some sort of collective bargaining system or union. Making sure that you, if you have the ability, artistic or otherwise, that you can go out and do things like agitprop, putting up propaganda posters, or putting out ideas to people in a digital medium that can promote ideas of socialism or Marxism, communism, leftism, whatever it is. Those are all ways that you can go about disseminating information without necessarily having to form a big group around you and start preaching to people. Though, if you have the ability to do that as well. Get online, get on social media and talk to people. But more importantly, talk to people in real life. I say this so many times that it's almost a meme at this point, but talk to your family, talk to your friends, talk to your neighbors, talk to your coworkers, talk to everybody, and try to make sure that you're building those community bonds, because that's one of the main things that has been taken away from us in this capitalist system, are those community bonds. And if we can rebuild those, then we will have a much stronger chance at unifying the working people to fight against the system that is holding them down. Like I said, all of this is going to be different depending on your situation, but the intent and the goal of all of this is for us to hopefully achieve a little bit more of a radical solution, a little bit more of a socialist framework that we can promote and push as a solution to this capitalist problem that we are currently facing in. And those are 3 ways that we can be more radical in our everyday lives. So if you do get a chance, please check me out on Patreon. Every dollar does help fund this show. And stay radical, stay revolutionary. Talk to you later.